This is Pete from EcoPlug. I'm going to show you the biggest problem that consumers face when changing their oil with an aluminum oil pan. Because the aluminum oil pan threads are really soft, all right, what happens is when a Quick Lube attempts to install a threaded steel drain plug in that hole, eventually what happens is they end up wearing out these threads, whether they cross thread them or they over tighten them, and they damage the aluminum oil pan threads. This pan is a very expensive proposition as far as replacement. I'm going to show you how we solve that problem with an EcoPlug. All right, this is an EcoPlug for damaged aluminum oil pan threads. I'm going to take it out of the package. Okay, this is how you'd purchase it. This is for a damaged thread. It has a tapered, we start off at 12 millimeter and we go to 16 millimeter in diameter. And what that does is it's going to cut a thread in that soft aluminum. So what we do is we're going to install this, line it up with the hole, and we're going to thread it in by hand. Okay, regardless of the condition of these threads, we're going to thread this in by hand till it starts to grab. All right, at that point, we'll then take our socket, our 7/8 socket, and we will thread this in gently, slowly. There's no rush here, and we're going to snug it in. Now you can see there's still some thread exposed here. Not a problem. We don't want to crack the pan, okay? So we're going to leave that thread, but this is really snugged in here. Now that we've cut a thread in here with this hardened, tapered, threaded bolt, we're going to remove it. It's that easy, okay? We've removed it from the oil pan. All right, now that we've removed this tapered bolt from the oil pan, we're going to take our Loctite epoxy. All right, we're going to take this epoxy and we're going to knead this in our fingers for 30 seconds. This will turn white. When it turns white, it's ready to be applied to the threads of the steel bolt. All right, the epoxy has turned white, and we're going to simply just take this epoxy and apply it to the threads. There's no signs to it, just apply it to the threads. Push it into these threads, that's all. All right, we've applied the epoxy to the entire thread of the EcoPlug steel bolt. We're going to then reinstall it. All right, we're going to by hand thread it in till it starts to grab. You're going to get excess epoxy. That's filling the gaps between the damaged oil pan threads and the steel T-bolt. That's fine. All right, once we get this to a point where we can't thread it in by hand anymore, we'll then take our 7/8 socket and we're going to gently and slowly thread this in with the socket until it's snug in the oil pan. That's about as tight as we're going to get it. There's no need to over tighten it. The excess epoxy, listen, you can use it around the threads. It's not going to hurt anything. You can leave it right on the thread, push it into the thread. You're going to let this thing sit for 10 minutes and you're done. We've now installed the steel T-bolt into the damaged aluminum oil pan threads with the epoxy. We're going to wait 10 minutes for this to cure. This epoxy is like a liquid steel. When it hardens, it's as hard as steel when it's complete. We wait 10 minutes, and now the future servicing of this oil pan and removing the oil is done like our other EcoPlug for aluminum by pulling the pin to drain the oil. We're draining the oil again through a 9/32 hole. Once the oil is drained, we're going to take our EcoPlug, we're going to line it up, it installs itself, and that's all there is to it. It just doesn't get any better than what we're doing right here. The service that we just performed here on this aluminum oil pan could save you $500, $1,000, $2,000. It all depends on your vehicle. We no longer have to worry about this pan as long as you own this vehicle. You've got a permanent solution to that major problem that you did not cause, you were just a victim of, as far as someone causing that problem and creating a situation that would have cost you a lot of money as far as oil pan replacement. So I hope you enjoyed our video. Thank you very much.